How often do we rely on words to convey something? Essentially, anytime, anyplace, it's ingrained into our way of consuming and creating, to the point where I was taken aback by how much life was breathed into Voyage's wordless storytelling. Two nameless travelers roam unknown territories, attempting to unravel the mysteries of the past to find their way home. Not a single word will appear through your playthrough, just awe-striking landscapes. Welcome to Voyage. If there's one thing that anyone can take away here, it's that a lack of dialogue does not mean a lack of narrative. With an emphasis on exploration than any form of violence, it's open up for any and all audiences. What's more, you have the choice of either guiding the two survivors by yourself or playing through with someone else. Either way, you'll travel through an assortment of settings, piercing your own understanding of the game as you solve life puzzles, be it getting across obstacles. Whilst the lack of words can initially make Voyage come across as empty, there's a unique storytelling point afoot, as the environmental storytelling pulls it off better than any dialogue could ever hope to. To put it simply, you, the player, make what you will of the narrative, and whilst Voyage only offers a sole, fairly vague quest, there's a childlike wonder to that aimless exploration. It's not about thinking outside of the box of conventional missions, but erasing that box completely. No overbearing storylines interrupt your roaming. Again, there are always two sides to that coin. Depending on your perspective, the game either leaves you clueless as to what you're supposed to be doing, or it's letting you create your own lore. I have to say, Ventura Studios specifically leaves space for the player to process the dynamic on their own, and it's a unique feature that I'll look back on fondly. If there's one part that I found somewhat out of touch, it was the controls. There's undeniably a wide, accessible range offered by the studio, but it feels clunky at times. But getting the hang of the few, simplistic features is more than achievable, since the available actions are actually quite limited. Running back and forth, switching the characters, pulling and pushing puzzle pieces. Whilst Voyage isn't strictly a puzzle game, it does have some puzzle logic, albeit one that doesn't create any real challenges, at least for the first few stages. It finds itself in a moderate, atmospheric center of posing down easy obstacles that encourage venturing into the setting more than anything. But there's an undeniable chorus of approval aimed at Voyage when it comes to hand-drawn scenery. With the overt lack of words, the developers fall onto environmental storytelling, a feature that I have never seen highlighted or executed so well in my decade of playing games. There are no repetitions to the scenery you move through, from sun-choked forests to the reflecting waters of surrounding rivers, yet they all consistently hit the mark. The soundtrack decorates the time spent playing quite well, although I found that I wasn't completely sold on the occasional off-balance or repetitive notes. For the most part, it's a reconnection with the surrounding environment. It's the first game made by the two-man studio, and yet they've tapped into something unique that most large-scale AAA games don't manage. It's about pushing some of those story elements to the edge, letting it teeter there, and pushing it even more. It resurrects a part of that cinematic adventure without a single word. There's something for everyone here. Voyage is a quaint, soothing experience that makes me look towards sitting down to play with a loved one. It's a momentary break that you want to share. And to all the budding travelers out there, bon voyage.